All right, last episode, we turned our 9-speed into a 10-speed with a double overdrive. In this episode, we're putting the engine and the transmission in there, cab on there, and starting to mock up all the toolboxes on the side. And wouldn't you know it, it was a tight fit and it fought me the entire way. Here we go. Imagine I take this beautiful roll-off, take it and plunk it on the back of that Fargo. So when we bought this truck, it had the original DT466 with the MW pump and an automatic transmission with no overdrive. The dream evolved into a DT466 NGD compound turbo, which puts out about twice as much horsepower and twice as much torque. There's no way that automatic would handle it. So we grabbed what we thought was a 10-speed from V&R. What we ended up with actually was a 9-speed. We're heading back to Indiana to turn this thing into a 10-speed overdrive.
Everything in it turns faster now.
Okay. All right, so now we got to make this frame look like that frame.
I like the crop you got growing on the crane.
Yeah.
We're gonna be putting those boxes on here. So one's going right here and one's going behind it. Sweet.
And we got Baxter here finishing off the inside of the frame rails.
Oh yeah.
And he's deciding when to do a spectacular job, when to do an okay job, and when to just grab a brush and finish her off. All right, so Baxter finished painting a while ago. I don't know why I did that. We're getting on the lines. We're not gonna go anywhere. We're rewiring everything, but I think we're ready to put the cab on. So it's funny, the cab, I had it sitting here and it tipped over because the wind came rushing through my sea containers there, and I happened to miss my frame extender by about that much. So there's no damage at all. Let's see if we can tip this thing back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, there we go.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to stay, eh?
Yeah.
Just grab this and swing it over. What are you doing? You're scratching it. See, but now I can't swing that over because I'm gonna hit your post.
I don't know.
Don't leave it. Yeah,
It's a wait for everything.
I can grab it with the post. What are the chances I hit that prop rod and knock the cab over again?
Probably high.
Probably pretty high, yeah. Got it. All right, so now we got to make this frame look like that frame. And I thought that the cross number is the same. We got 16 inches to the end here. From there, the center of the hole looks to be about 9, but this one looks completely different because 9 is right here. We got 16. I think we have to take the cross member from that and put it in here. Oh crap. That hole it's sitting in this hole. And that one's all the way forward. So this bracket is right because it's 8.5 from the front. And then this bracket's got to go farther back. Yeah, all right, that's not so bad. Remember this really nice job you did painting this thing? Okay, so of course this is a 8.5 inch frame, and that's a 9.5 inch frame, so we can't just move the brackets over. But we found that we can slide the brackets back and get the right distance from this bracket to the front here, but only 2 of the holes line up. So we just have to drill 2 more holes, 4 more holes, but we don't have to paint it. All right, got the cross member brought over from the other engine. It had the bigger holes in it. We moved the bracket back, drilled the 2 new holes. Now we've got the proper spacing, 17.5 inches to here. This was the right distance still. And we bolted in our transmission mounts, so those are different now. And then we had to drill 1 hole through our new plate. So this is the old frame, this is the new frame. We just had to drill through. And then I had to drill the 3 holes here before the transmission gets in the way. And then we had to paint this yet because that the engine was in the way before. So I think we're ready to actually put the engine in now. There's a hole here and there used to be a bolt there. Might as well put a bolt back in there, I guess. Moving right along.
Rubber off the clutch pedal. This guy just wrecks things.
I know. Well, it's Baxter. So Kevin came just in time. He doesn't like anybody touching his stuff.
Whatever.
He's like, get off my forklift. You don't know what you're doing.
We're like, man, we need our forklift. Where'd it go? Oh yeah. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, your first thought wasn't, oh, there's a Woody K car in my driveway?
Well, I knew exactly where it was. That's what we got here.
Nice. All right.
I like the crop you got growing on the crane.
Yeah.
It's waste no acres, eh?
Yeah, we're farmers.
All right.
Yeah, go up a little bit. You gotta throttle it.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, that's high enough. Back up.
You got some potholes here, eh?
Oh yeah, nice and easy. That's expensive. So yeah, come in a bit. Like keep going this way, and then right about here, turn your wheels to line it up a little better. We can push the truck over too, eh? All right, so Kevin decided that he didn't want to be a part of this anymore, so he went home. I goofed because I did not measure the distance from here to here, and I assumed that the other frame would be the same, but it's not. It's an inch taller. So now the turbo hits here, and it's not even close. And since I'm not redoing all of this, and I can't because that's the lowest I can make that thing, all we're doing is raising this bracket up. We're gonna do 1.25 inches on the front, and then 1 inch on the back. We'll tilt that down just a little bit. That will give us more clearance on the turbo. I hope it doesn't affect my fan too much. We might have to raise the rad up that inch. It's only time. You don't look thrilled, Baxter.
Yeah, I should have stayed home today.
All right, so everybody went home. It's getting dark, I guess. I'm by myself. See if we can boom this thing in yet before it gets too dark. I think we got everything lifted up. We should be good. And Kevin wants his forklift back. So let's go. Sweet, it's in there, the holes are lined up. My shifter is directly underneath the seat, but we will get that other shifter cover and move that forward. I got a little bit of welding to do for a brace around the back of this. I'm really happy with that. Holes are lined up, so we did have to lift it up a tiny bit, but what that did was give me extra clearance for my turbo now, so not the end of the world. Again, this thing is fighting me every step of the way, but I still love this truck. Let's see if I want to put a cab on tonight yet. We'll wait for the mosquitoes to go away because they like to come out around this time of night. So, yeah, here we go. Alright, so I had to hop in a truck with Chase, taking the Land Cruiser across the States and over to BC. But in the meantime, Baxter's gonna take these toolboxes that we're hanging up in the shop and figure out how to put them underneath the Fargo.
Okay, so we're gonna be putting those boxes on here. So one's going right here and one's going behind it. Rich wants it flush with this roll-off right here and flush right here. So we're gonna have to build something for this exhaust to go through. I need to be able to be 24 inches from the top of this down to here, and as well as 24 inches from here to here. Another thing to consider is where the box ends is right here. So that's about 3/8 thicker than this. So we gotta make that 3/8 shorter, that spacer 3/8 shorter, because we're gonna be mounting it on here, just so we don't end up out of whack. And then we come back here to the last box. It's gonna end up like right about here. So we're gonna have to cut out a section for this cylinder. We don't want our cabinets getting ripped off of there. Yeah, so it's kind of the rough idea I got going on here. It's about 30 inches from this frame to here. It needs to drop an extra 3 inches right here, so it can be flush with this, and then 24 inches out because that's how wide these boxes are. We gotta get a cutout for the exhaust, and we also have to notch the back of it on that angle here. But I'm gonna focus on these brackets first and make sure they work, then go from there. So I built these brackets here for the Fargo. There's a plate that goes along the frame, so these would stick out further, making the box not look totally straight with the frame. So I had to make these a bit more narrow. As you can see, it's not much of a difference. It's about 1/4 inch, but you would be able to tell if they were against the Fargo and see like 1/4 inch of that box sticking out wouldn't look right. But just a couple of tips for when you're doing this kind of thing. I had all the pieces laid out like this on the table, and I would tack them on the inside, because if you tack it on the outside and for some reason you need to flip it around to tack another piece on there, this will be crooked, because the tack on the outside of here will push that up. After I tacked it, I welded along the back of this. And then what I did was I cut in here with a grinder, and then I went with a bigger grinding blade and I made it a super big hole right here to get better penetration for better welding. So these are the boxes we're going to be using for the Fargo. They used to be up on the wall, but I took them down and got some metal hangers up there now. I had to weld these handles back on here. This was cut off, I'm not sure why. I'm sure Rich had a reason for it. So welded that back on there. It was nice that he kept all the parts for him. The hinges are going to be toward the bottom so it can just flop right open. You don't have to hold it up. So if this is the frame and this is the roll-off, there's supports that go like that, and they're going to hit this box and it won't be totally in line with the roll-off. Cut that out and then weld a plate straight across there. Alright, so we just mocked up the boxes, Lou and I, seeing how they look. I just texted Rich. I want to make sure that he likes the look of this with 2 boxes on here, and if he just wants to do 1, it's up to him. I had to mock it up also for the exhaust on here. But we're almost there. Brackets are built, just a little bit more trimming to do, and then bolt the brackets on, and that's all ready. I got my exhaust spot cut 1 inch away from it just so we have a little bit of better clearance. And I did notice the other spot it's hitting is right here. There's a support that comes down. So I got a cut from here to here, just like that. And then we'll box all that in and it should fit. And then all you have to do is reach over and mark the frame.
So that doesn't stay on the bed, that stays on the frame.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, surely, because if the tools are in there when you're going up.
Yeah.
And then this won't sit flat on the ground either, right? Because this whole thing can, yeah.
Yeah, that'll come right off, sit flat on the ground.
Yeah, it looks all right. Huh. This might be too thick again. I'm not sure though, hopefully not. Perfect.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Quarter inch. Holy shit, Lou.
Yeah, no, I tried to
A little bit out.
Oh my god, eh? It's really fussy. What's that? That's right on the money, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know, Louie. You talk too fast and you ask too much questions. Just look around.
Too many
and
big words.
See if it's what you think it is or not.
Speak English, man.
Yeah. This guy's brutal.
You can honestly go down a little bit. Maybe that helped. Because
No, I can't go down any further. No.
you use a tape measure to hold the box up.
Yeah.
What's the thought with that?
Get a level.
Between the axle stand and the box.
Good thing it doesn't have a tape boss on it.
Yeah.
My dad has one of those.
Does he?
Box, yeah.
What's a tape boss? Now I'll just cut the other one, the other side up. I got my holes drilled on both sides. So what I did was after that, I put the bracket right up to here. I got Lou on the other side. He sprayed it with the spray can to mark these holes. I got the holes drilled out. There, you can see the nuts welded on there. Nice thread through here and here. Hit them with some primer. Then I'm gonna hit them with some black. So I got the front ones there all painted up and done now. Ready to get bolted on. I just built the front or the rear ones. It just hits right here a little bit, so I had to notch it out for that. And then I just put a little triangle right there, drilled with nuts in them, just like that, those ones. So we're gonna paint them up. Then I'm gonna weld some steel on the back of here, fill that in, and then the front ones will be done.
just got back from the trip to BC, so this is my first time looking at it, and I've been texting Baxter. He's been sending me some pictures of this thing. I'm a little bit, I need some help on this one, because in my head I imagine nice toolboxes all the way to the tire, but I'm not sure if I like the look of the toolboxes going all the way to the back. So maybe we should just have one toolbox here. And I like that it's on the front of the cab, but we do have to do something with the exhaust then. So that means that we got to put the exhaust, kind of separate that from the inside of the cabinet. And but we could just move the box back a little bit because he's only cut up one box. So I don't know. Definitely comment down below whether you like the both boxes or just the one. The one is actually kind of growing on me. Now keep in mind that we'll do the same patina on here. So we'll paint it the green and brush a little bit of like some grease on it, I think, because we got these really nice streak lines. And then we'll airbrush the brown and then maybe try spray painting the grease back off again, and it would leave the green in behind. And would leave this like brown kind of streaky and a little bit more solid towards the back. So we're gonna do that on the sides and on the toolboxes. And then I don't want the, I'm so fussy because I don't want the hydraulic tank and the fuel tank being exposed either. So if you know the Internationals, the fuel tank is in the step, but I think I'm gonna put the fuel tank and the hydraulic tank in these cabinets, and then still have enough room for the chains and the ratchet straps and stuff in here. So still have them practical at the same time. Baxter did do a really nice job with this. He notched the box around the braces like I told him. I forget why I asked him to box that out. Oh, to bolt it to the back maybe? I can't remember. But anyway, this is the way it is. Definitely comment down below and give Baxter some encouragement, or you know what I say in the shop is if people aren't picking on you, it means that they don't like you. So feel free to pick on them a little bit. All guys working in a shop need to have those words of encouragement, or is that belittlement or encouragement? One of the two. But anyway, he did a great job. We'll work with what we got. We're gonna keep going, and we're a long way off from where we need to be. I can't wait to be rolling gears in this. We got the interior, the seats already redone. So we'll have that in the next episode. We'll be finishing up the cab. The cab's still sitting crooked. The back of the cab needs to go up more. But we did it just so that we kind of had some reference to where the toolbox had to sit. Everything's turning out really, really nice. So hopefully see you guys at Mopar Fest. This thing should be able to move under its own power in the next month and a half or so. So looking forward to that. We also have new t-shirts for our 10 year. We've been on YouTube for 10 years now, and it's the perfect t-shirt because we have two versions. So we got kind of a rust belt and like a new polished version. So like our projects, we've got patina on the outside, really nice shiny chrome on the inside, and it's whatever you like. I like both of them. A lot of you tell me I should paint it, and a lot of people tell me that I shouldn't paint it. Now you get to decide for yourself. So head over to thebossgarage.com to check out all the merch that we have there, and we will see you on the next episode. Because remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich. Here we go.